Howdy there once again, YouTube. My name is Ben Ferraiuolo, and I'm a beginner amateur seismologist who hopes to make a career out of monitoring volcanic and tectonic hazard areas. Please like, share, subscribe, and visit my website, https://monitorsize.weebly.com, which actually is also listed in the description box below right under my email address. As I am speaking this, it is 1:52 p.m., October 31st, 2018, Halloween. There's actually a new YouTube channel out there, guys, called the Northwest Geology Guy. It's actually the NW Geology Guy. You know what I mean. It is run by one of my viewers I talk to the most, and it is brand new. Only 2 videos out there right now. He literally just created his channel, but he's already doing a really good job for being a brand new YouTuber. So it'll be exciting to see how his channel grows. If you would like to show your support, please go to his channel and click the subscribe button. A link to his channel will be posted below in the description box, so keep an eye out for that. Steamboat Geyser in the Norris Geyser Basin has officially erupted for the 25th time. That means it needs to erupt 4 more times to match, or 5 more times to beat, the record of 29 eruptions in 1 year, which occurred in the year 1964. It looks like we could beat the record, guys. If it erupts once every week or so, then it will for sure break the record before the year is over. But it will be a close call, and will be something very interesting to watch. Here we are on the Seismic Analytic program, and it's also used as a streaming program also, called Swarm, created by the Alaska Volcano Observatory. Let's open file. Let's go back. I got to open these 3 files right here. Alright, open. Here you can see I have seismic station YNM and YNR, along with borehole 950 in the PB network. We are quickly going to look at the seismic traces recorded by these stations for the most recent Steamboat Eruption, It is very interesting, guys. I will also show the reason for the seismic trace of Steamboat Eruptions never showing on borehole 950, which to me was extremely puzzling at first, but now it's not that puzzling at all. Here we are on Google Earth. Gonna zoom in on Yellowstone real quick. Just gonna show you some quick locations here. If I can zoom in a little more, pretty please. Thank you. Okay. Remember the 2 closest seismic stations to Steamboat Geyser. And let me zoom in real quick. See, here's the Norris Geyser Basin, where Steamboat resides. Here's the Upper Geyser Basin, where Old Faithful resides. And here's the West Thumb Geyser Basin. And this is Yellowstone Lake. Mary Lake is right here. So let's go to Norris real quick. Zoom in, zoom in, zoom in. Here we go. Steamboat is right here, I believe. Or a little bit farther north, just right up here. It's right in this area because it's right next to the Norris Museum. As you can see, YNM, YNR, B950 for borehole 950. Again, remember the 2 closest stations to Steamboat Geyser are YNM and YNR. And YNR is actually only a few miles east of YNM, as you can see here. Which is why the steamboat surface vibrations reach YNR, but do not ever show on borehole 950. Surface vibrations can travel a few miles in all directions, yes, even into the ground, but once it reaches borehole 950, the vibrations have been filtered out almost completely by distance. Now, why do I think that the seismic trace of the steamboat eruptions is the surface vibrations only? Well, I will show you why at the end of this video when I read my blog post about it. So here we are back at Swarm. Let's first start with the YNM. Actually, real quick, let's go to YNR. Let's just open them all up real quick, shall we? Here is an earthquake. Don't know the exact location for that. Dominant frequencies around 5 Hz, but of course a little bit weaker frequencies do go above. So it is kind of a high frequency earthquake, but you can see the dominant frequencies are a little bit lower than normal, but it's not a low frequency earthquake. It's still a high frequency quake, but just showing you that. Borehole 950, where is the Steamboat Eruption? I have no clue. Well, we can kind of see it right here. Now, hold on. Let me put on a 0.8 Hertz high-pass filter, which means all frequencies above 0.8 Hertz will be shown. Any frequencies below, see how that changed? Now it looks almost like a short period station. That is how they filter some of the seismic stations at Yellowstone into short period stations. Short period channels, excuse me. Alright, but first, let's go to YNM. Let's do the same thing. Let's do high pass enabled, 0.8 Hertz. Same thing. Okay, so let's change the time period just real quick. Let's zoom it all forward. Move it forward. Okay. So, first, you could see the Steamboat Eruption right here. As you can see here on volcanoes.usgs.gov/volcanoes/Yellowstone, Steamboat erupted 25 times in 2018 so far. The most recent one that I am going to be showing right now is the one that occurred on October 31st at 8:22 a.m., which is also October 31st at 14:22 UTC, which is right about here. Now, since this eruption is so long, just like all of them, since it is so freaking long, let's do something real quick. Let's zoom all the way out to get a view of the entire eruption episode. So let's scoot over just a smidge. Oh my goodness, there we go, there it is. Okay. So I just unchecked persistent rescale. There we go. Alright, so look at that. That is the Steamboat Eruption for October 31st. This one was stronger than the one I showed in my blog post that I'm going to show in just a little bit. Because the one in my blog post, I think, went to about 60,000 amplitude count. This one goes past 1E5, which I think is 100,000 amplitude count. I'm pretty sure. So yes, this was a fairly large Steamboat Eruption, guys. It probably blew rocks out and stuff like that. It was pretty strong. Very strong. So let's go to the spectrogram. Notice how on the spectrogram of this event, it has dominant high frequencies, which is very odd. Now notice the lower frequencies below about 10 hertz, there's really not much at all. So let's go up to here. The maximum frequency for the spectrogram will now be 55. I think it only goes to 50. Yeah, it only goes to 50. Look at that. The dominant frequencies are between about 25 and 45 hertz. That is very high, guys. So that, to me, I believe that the seismic traces from Steamboat eruptions are surface vibrations. It is only the surface vibration we are seeing from the eruption itself. And you'll see some of the main reasons that I show to prove this. Let's go to the spectra real quick. Let's log power, log frequency. Okay, so you can definitely see between about 25 hertz to about 45 hertz are the dominant frequency ranges. This is a spectral plot. This does not show time period like you're used to seeing with the waveform and spectrogram plots, but this only shows power vertically and frequency horizontally. This allows you to see the power of any frequencies within any time frame window that you have. So again, let's go back. That is the seismogram plot for the most recent Steamboat eruption from the closest seismic station to Steamboat Geyser. And once again, here is the spectrogram of the event. Very powerful, guys. I'm very sure that this probably broke open a new hole in the geyser, I swear. This is very strong. One of the strongest ones I have seen yet, guys. So definitely keep an eye on this. Now, let's real quick go over to YNR. Alright. Here is the eruption here. Let's zoom out so we get a better idea of it. Let's zoom this way. Let's do persistent rescale. Unchecked. There we go. It was what, at 1422 it started, which would be right here. You can see there's definitely an increase in energy right here. But looky. Oh, of course I'd lose it. Let's go all the way to the end. There we go. Okay, look at this. It doesn't even go past 200 amplitude count. But on this one right here, it goes up to 1E5. So 1E5 compared to 200. That is drastically reduced, guys. Drastically reduced. But it still does show on YNR, though. Now, let's real quick go to the spectrogram of this event. What am I doing? Oh, yeah, there we go. 55. Only goes up to 50, though. Okay, you can definitely see it here, but the frequencies are a little bit lower than what we saw on YNM. So both the amplitude and the frequencies dropped, when YNM and YNR are only, let's check right here, they're only 1.15 miles from each other, guys. That's very close. Very close for how drastically reduced the amplitude and frequency of this event is. So that's very weird. Let's go to the spectra real quick. Let's log power, log frequency off. Yeah, definitely had a bunch of lower, pretty much the entire frequency range is completely filled up. You see what I'm saying? Look at that. It's drastically different from what we see. And let me change this real quick. Look at that. Drastically different. So that is one other reason why I think these are surface vibrations. Now, remember how it started at 1422 UTC. Now, let's go to borehole 950. So it barely showed on it still showed on YNR, but just barely. And they're only 1.15 miles from each other. But let's go to borehole 950, which is almost 2 miles. Let me redo that real quick. Almost 2, yeah, about a mile and a half, a little over a mile and a half, so almost 2 miles. And borehole 950 is only about 3/4 of a mile from YNR. So it still should show, right? Well, let's go down to the time period, 1422. Where is 1422? Okay, right here, right at 1422. Let's zoom out because it would obviously be very long. Now let's see if we see it. And it was obviously a very strong steamboat eruption, and they usually do not show on borehole 950, but let's just see if it did. I'm not really seeing it, guys. I'm not really seeing it very much at all. Not really seeing it. Nope. See, let's go all the way back. Yeah, that's just the normal noise, microseisms that borehole 950 picks up. Yeah, guys, definitely not. It did not show on borehole 950. So this is the spectrogram for borehole 950 for the time period of the steamboat eruption, and we still do not see anything. And we should see something occurring right here, but we do not. And the waveform plots do confirm it. So it does not show on borehole 950. So wasn't that interesting? You can now tell how drastically the amplitude of the eruption dropped with distance, even only half of a mile. Now, why do I think these traces are from surface vibrations only? Well, let's look at the article on my website that talks about this very thing. Well, here we are at my website on my Seismo blog. If you guys want any additional data and information about specific events I am interested in, I suggest that you monitor my Seismo blog along with any YouTube video that I upload. So, this picture is from USGS of Steamboat Geyser in the Norris Geyser Basin. So, Steamboat Geyser is a very large geyser situated in the Norris Geyser Basin in the north section of Yellowstone National Park and Caldera. It has entered a very frequent water eruption phase since March 15, 2018, when its first eruption of 2018 occurred. It has erupted large amounts of superheated water and blown rocks into the sky, a total of 24 times so far this year at the time of writing this. Actually, it's 25 now, as of today. In this blog post, we will take a quick and simple seismological look at Steamboat Geyser and the seismic signals it creates. Steamboat needs to erupt 6 more times to beat the record. Actually, right now it's 5 more times. And 5 more times to match the record. Right now it's 4 more times. Of 29 eruptions in 1 year. That year in question was 1964. Will she make it? Possibly. Steamboat's 24th eruption of 2018 occurred at 7:29 p.m. Mountain Time, October 23rd, 2018, which is also 1:29 UTC, October 24th, 2018, since UTC is ahead of the time zones in the United States. The statement on volcanoes.usgs.gov about this last eruption is incorrect. They said that it occurred at 9:29 p.m. Mountain Time, but someone really screwed up. They could have changed it by now, so I don't know. But when I first saw it, it said 9:29 p.m. Mountain Time, but that doesn't make any sense, because 1:29 UTC is 7:29 p.m. Mountain Time, not 9:29 p.m. First, I will show the 2 helicopters that recorded this eruption, YNM and YNR. But the first image below is to show you the location of the 3 seismic stations that reside at the Norris Geyser Basin. You can see them right here. I already showed it a little bit earlier in this video. Steamboat resides literally right next to YNM Station at the Norris Museum. Also, the seismic trace from the Steamboat eruption can be seen at the beginning of the 2 helicopters shown below. YNM showed it stronger than YNR, and of course I will explain why that is in just a second. Let's scroll down. Here is the helicorder for the October 24th Steamboat Eruption. You see it right there. Let's go down. Here's Y&M. Of course, it shows much stronger on Y&M. Now, you can clearly see the seismic trace showed up on Y&M's heliquarter much better. Want a better look? Well, you're about to get one. The two images directly below, which I'll show in just a second, are the seismogram spectrogram spectral plots for Y&M and YNR. Now, these are slightly different than the normal plots I usually generate for seismic activity. First off, I added a complete spectral plot along with the seismogram spectrogram plots. If any of you wish to understand how to read any of these plots, please go into the More drop-down menu above on this website, go to How To, and please click Read Spectrograms, Seismic Plots, and More. Another reason why these plots I'm about to show are different is that the spectrogram frequency range, remember frequency range is always labeled on the left for spectrograms, has been extended all the way to 50 Hertz. That is a very high frequency range. Now, why would I do that? I did it because the steamboat eruptions, especially closer to the source, contain extremely high frequency ranges. So to show all of the activity, I changed the maximum frequency on the spectrograms to 50 Hertz instead of the normal 25 Hertz. Another reason how these will be different is the time period. Remember, just like in math class, just like your teachers told you, you must read all chart labels first before you read any data given. The time period of these plots, not the eruptions themselves, but the plots themselves, is a 2-hour period, which is pretty long for any plot. Also, please read any captions beneath any images. They contain important information. So, this spectrogram, seismogram, spectral plot you see right here is taken from Y&M. Please note the dominant frequency range on the spectrogram of this eruption is between about 20 Hz to 45 Hz. The spectral plot at the end of the image confirms it. The high frequency led me to believe that the entire seismic trace of any steamboat eruption you see is only the surface waves. Want more proof that these are only surface vibrations? Check out the seismogram plot, also can be called a waveform plot, that is shown in the first image. Right here. Notice how the amplitude of this event goes a little bit beyond 40,000 amplitude count, probably goes to about 50,000 or so. Well, please look at the image directly below, which is this one right here. This is taken from seismic station YNR, which resides just a couple miles east of YNM, so it's pretty close. Even though seismic station YNR is pretty close to Steamboat, though not as close as YNM, the amplitude of this event is drastically reduced. Noticed in the seismogram plot here. Shown first before the spectrogram and spectral plots, the amplitude barely goes past 200 count. Well, that is drastically reduced compared to the 40,000 count shown on station YNM. You can also tell, using the spectrogram and spectral plots, that the frequencies dropped as well, even their power. So both the frequencies and the amplitude of the eruption dropped like crazy, only about 1.5 miles from the source, indicating that what we are seeing is only the eruption vibrations on the surface. Another telltale sign of these stations only detecting the surface eruption, not the free flow of superheated water underground, is the fact that the seismic trace always starts when the surface eruption starts. Now, if that is not enough proof for my theory, why don't we take a look at this same exact time period, but on borehole 950, as you will see right here. The spectrogram, seismogram, and spectral plots shown right here are from borehole 950. Now, if you didn't notice, the time and date period for the plots above are exactly the same as the plots for YNR and YNM that I just showed. Notice how there is no noticeable eruption trace, even though borehole 950 is very close to YNR and YNM. That is because the surface vibrations weaken too much before reaching borehole 950. You can even see this in the heliquarter shown directly below. Even though a heliquarter is not as accurate as using actual plots, you can still see if it picked up the eruption, it would appear here. If it picked up the eruption, you would have seen it in the same location here, but you really don't see much at all. So wasn't that interesting? Now you know what the spectrogram, seismogram, and spectral plots look like for steamboat hydrothermal eruptions. Very strong surface vibrations with very high frequencies. If you wish to see what the actual waveforms look like for the steamboat eruption, please look at the last image directly below, right here. The eruptions contain such a high frequency that I had to zoom in very far to even simply spread out the waveforms. Please notice in the seismogram plot directly below that each vertical tick mark, right here, and right here, is 1 second, guys. That means the whole plot from start to finish is only 5 seconds long. Wow. Thank you for your time and have a good day. So it does seem every seismic trace you see on YNM and YNR that are caused by steamboat eruptions are surface vibrations only. The drastic amplitude drop with distance, the fact that steamboat eruptions start right when the seismic trace starts, and the fact that the eruption traces carry pretty high frequency ranges confirms to me that these are surface vibrations. But then does that mean these seismographs are not sensitive enough to pick up the free flow of superheated water underground? Maybe, but more research would have to be conducted. Now, real quick, remember my last video I uploaded about that strange vibration spotted around the whole North American continent? Well, I just posted a blog post update about it, just like I said I would. I think you will find what I have to show very interesting. I recently uploaded a video detailing the reemergence of a very strange vibration. It carries dominant low frequencies of around 0.1 Hz to 0.3 Hz, but the weirdest thing about this event is the fact that it is showing on a large majority of seismic stations from Washington State all the way to the east coast of New York. Whatever this may be, it has been seen before. This vibration is one of the first puzzling discoveries I ever made in regards to seismology. This vibration / tremor is quite strong, though not strong enough to feel, and lasted about 36 hours or so from around 1 o'clock UTC, October 27, 2018, to around 12 UTC, October 28, 2018. It is hard to pick a definite beginning for this event since it is very emergent, meaning that it is very slow building. This post will quickly show new data sources that confirm, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that this quote-unquote tremor is quite real and may occur again at any time. Again, guys, if you have not seen this video about what the North American continent long distance long duration vibration, you should go watch it. This won't make too much sense unless you watch this video. I will post a link to it in the description box below. Now, if you are thinking, oh geez, this video is way too long, then you can go to the link for the video and scroll down to the description box. There you will find the parts to this video. That way you can skip to the part that you're interested in. The tremor, which was felt basically across the entire United States, and probably parts of Mexico and Canada too, has since mostly subsided. Since the event was extremely emergent, meaning that it built up very slowly, it was hard to pinpoint a definite start and end point. However, it is obvious the quote-unquote tremor increased exponentially around 1 to 2 UTC, October 27, 2018, and started to die down around 12 to 13 UTC, October 28, 2018. As you will see in the custom helicorder images shown at the end of this post, you will see that this strange vibration lasted longer than 36 hours. So remember how I said in the video, the original video that you guys should go watch, that about a day or two after that I would create a blog post showing the tilt meters run by UNAVCO at Yellowstone to see if this vibration was detected. Now, how would I even begin to suspect that this continental-wide tremor would appear on the tilt meters? It is because this is not my first rodeo. It did the same exact thing last year when I was stumped as to how this same event could even be possible. The last nationwide tremor that was equal to or greater than this event was exactly 11 months prior to this most recent event on October 27, 2018. That means it occurred on November 27, 2017. Isn't that weird? Below are the tilt meter data images from the instruments at Yellowstone. The first image I show is the location of the tilt meters in question. The black arrows on the tilt meter plots point towards the time of increased activity. Please note that the increase of activity on the tilt meters, you can see here is borehole 207 at Madison River. Again, here's the locations: borehole 950 up near Norris, borehole 207, borehole 944, and borehole 208. You can see this is borehole 207. This is the first one I will show. Again, the black arrows on the tilt meter plots do point towards the time of increased activity. Please note that the time here, the times, are in UTC. This would be 0 UTC, October 27th. This would be 0 UTC, October 28th. So you kind of get the drift. And these tilt plots I'm showing are the past 7 days from the time of me saving these images. Again, please note that the increase of activity on the tilt meters directly coincide almost perfectly with the increase of activity shown on the helicorders. Now, I usually do not like using helicorders much for seismological analysis, but since this event carries such a low frequency and such a long time frame, it is seen best on helicorders rather than seismogram spectrogram plots, though it still can be shown. The tilt images below are for a 7-day time period. Always pay attention to chart labels. You can see it right here, increase of activity. You can see right here, borehole 208, it shows the same increase of activity, again, coinciding perfectly with the increase of activity we saw on the helicopters. Here's borehole 944 near West Thumb. You can obviously see the same increase in activity. Here's borehole 950. Once again, you can see it. So we have 4 tilt meter stations showing this. Plus, we have helicopters from around the country backing this up. So, guys, we have multiple data sources confirming that this isn't just surface noise or wind or whatever. It's definitely some type of nationwide vibration. How is that even possible, guys? Really, though, how is that even possible? Here, I'll go up while I read this real quick. I'll go to an interesting tilt plot while I read the next paragraph. Let's go to 944. Gee, wasn't that interesting? So now we have yet another type of data source that can confirm the presence of this nationwide quote-unquote tremor. It definitely is not a coincidence that these instruments detected an increase in activity at virtually the same exact time period as the tremor in question. So now we know that this event is very real and that it literally has nothing to do with glitches, waveform scaling, or anything like that. This really was a nationwide vibration. So what the heck could cause such a thing? I'm looking for answers, so please let me know in the description box. In the comment box below. Now below I will show this quote-unquote tremor on 4 select seismic stations across the country. The image shown first is the location of each station in respect to the United States. I can show many more if you'd like, but I do not have the time right now. Not much more data is needed, however, to confirm that this event actually took place. Now, preparing an applicable theory as to the cause of this tremor is still beyond me. It will require much additional research. However, if any of you want any additional data or images regarding this event, please feel free to email me. I'll generate some for you. The helicopters below are generated by yours truly, using data obtained from IRIS and using the seismic program Swarm. Here, let's just set it on Binny. My buddy Binny, real quick. This is in New York, by the way. Note that each line is 60 minutes, 1 hour long. 3 helicopters will be shown for each station, basically because this event lasted so long. They will be uploaded in slideshow format, so please use the arrows in the top right corner to browse through the images. And there you go. There's the last one. You can see the increase right around. Actually, it looks like it started increasing a little bit before 1 to 2 UTC on the 27th. But 1 to 2 UTC is when it really started to increase exponentially. And here's the during the day, and then you can see it started to calm down about, around 13 UTC on the 28th. That's when it started to die down a little bit. If you wish to save any image, feel free to do so, but just know that the detail is not that good with images uploaded to Weebly. If you wish to obtain full detailed images, please email me. All 4 stations shown are in broadband vertical BHZ data format. The station codes for each station are as follows: US RLMT 00BHZ, US MVCO 00BHZ, US HDIL 00BHZ, and US BINY 00BHZ. If any of you wish to see the same data that I am seeing, then please use those codes and a specified time period on the Data Select download website, which you can find here. And then I have a link right there. As you can see, even with only preliminary data, this tremor is very real and it was felt from coast to coast. So what in the heck could this be caused by? Feel free to comment and let me know below, or if the comment section below is not working, and this is for my website I'm talking about, guys, please comment on my YouTube videos or send me an email. This will most likely happen again soon in the next 2 weeks or so keep an eye out. I will update you guys if it does happen again, and stay safe. So again, you can see the locations of the 4 seismic stations right here, mainly across the whole country. BINY, here's the first day. There's the second day. There's the third day. Okay, here's HDIL. There's the first day. There's the second day. And there's the third day. You can see they coincide perfectly with one another. All right, let me just go forward a little bit. Here's the first day, the second day, and the third day. Notice an obvious increase. RLMT in Montana. The first day. Here's the second day. And here's the third day. Yeah, guys, it's showing the same exact thing. Now, I'll explain these images in just a second. Actually, I'll do that right now. Now, real quick, I just had a great idea as I was finishing this post about how to visualize this tremor in regards to helicorders. The 4 images directly below are for the same stations shown directly above. However, instead of 3 helicorders per station and 24 hours per helicorder, it will now only be 1 helicorder image per station. Why? Because I have seriously augmented the time frame of each line for the helicorders. Remember how in the helicorder images above, that one line is equivalent to 60 minutes, 1 hour? Well, the helicorders below are set to a staggering 180 minutes, 3 hours per line. And each helicorder below shows 72 hours from start to finish, not the 24 hours that you were used to seeing. Again, this tremor carried a strong below frequency and lasted over 36 hours or so. So this will show it even better. Remember, the program Swarm can help you analyze data as large as this or as small as 1 millisecond with the seismogram spectrogram spectral plots. You can literally analyze data any way you want. You can clearly see below that these 4 stations, and many, many more, saw an increase in energy at virtually the same time. But if this is not a seismic event, how can that be? These stations are hundreds upon hundreds of miles away from each other. Please note, the United States is 1,582 miles long and 2,680 miles wide. Enjoy. So, guys, obviously you can see BINY, there's an increase of energy and a decrease of energy. Notice around the same time on HDIL, an increase of energy and a decrease in energy. MVCO, there is an increase in energy and a decrease in energy. RLNT, an obvious increase and an obvious decrease. And we also, again, we saw it on the tilt meters. So guys, I have multiple data sources proving this event. Please let me know what the heck it could be, please. It's very confusing. And we've got snow on the ground. Man, they're so lucky. I wish we'd get some snow here in Seattle. God, we never ever get snow anymore. It sucks. I remember we used to get one winters we got almost like 2 feet of snow just like in the lowlands here next to Seattle, and we don't even get that anymore. Maybe a few inches here and there, and that's it. It's sad. Oh man. Thank you guys for watching. Please show some support to Scott in his new channel called the NW Geology Guy, which is the Northwest Geology Guy. Remember, the link to his channel is below in the description box. So Steamboat has erupted for the 25th time of 2018 today on October 31st, 2018. Again, it must erupt 4 more times to match, or 5 more times to beat, the record of 29 eruptions in 1 year, which occurred in 1964. It seems hydrothermal changes that were occurring in the Upper Geyser Basin, which is far south of North Geyser Basin, have somewhat stopped, just a little bit. Of course, it could start back up again at any time, and it is something we should definitely watch out for. It has been over a decade since the last dike intrusion of magma at Yellowstone. Will it happen again soon, or will it be much longer? Because December to January 2008-2009, we almost saw a breakthrough of magma that could have resulted in some very impressive lava fountains, tephra eruptions, or even both. Thank God it calmed down since then. But that event has fascinated me to the core ever since I found out about it. Remember to please visit my website, https://monitorseis.weebly.com, and to monitor my Seismo blog for new blog posts. I upload one usually every other day or so. My website also has a custom helicorder image archive for Lassen Peak, Long Valley, Newberry, Mount Rainier, and Mount Hood volcanoes. My website can also assist people in discovering seismic data, analyzing that data in seismic analytic programs, yearly earthquake report statistics for select hazard areas, and much more. It is new and will always be a work in progress. I am about to buy my own domain soon, so soon it will only be https://monitorseis.com. But I'll let you guys know when I do that. That tremor-like vibration that appeared across the nation on October 27th even showed on the tilt meters too at Yellowstone. So what the heck could it be? I'm looking for possible theories, both crazy and mundane. I thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a great day. God bless. Remember, God does not give us the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and of a sound mind. Truth is also considered hate or fear to those who hate or fear the truth. Ben Ferraiuolo signing off.